at Woodland. Someone I looked up to for a while is here today. My grandma's here today. But she's here because she knows how amazing Dr. Lee is. Dr. Lee has worked on over 8,000 cases in 46 countries. We're very lucky to have him here today. Please have your phones away. All right. This is a great opportunity for you to hear from Dr. Lee, and don't be distracted by your phone. All right, give me a warm welcome for Dr. Henry Lee.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here. I see somebody older than me. Anybody know what the heck? Anybody know how old I am? 1'5"? Anybody say 50? 83. I'm not that old. I give you an autograph picture. 82, correct. Who is saying who 82? Come on. An autograph picture. Who's 82? Come on. Come over. Give them a hand. I'm 82. So I have to salute to you, Mandy. Come on, get up. Give her a call. All right. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talk about my career. Some of you know, supposed to move. Okay, it's moving. I've been in law enforcement and forensic science almost 58 years now. I spent a lot of time working in the crime scene, laboratory, courtroom, and classroom. Just the other day, I just learned how to make slide turn. Little than I do that, I'm get so excited. My wife wake up and say, "What's the excitement?" I say, "I can make slide turn now." So two of us watch the slide turn. You want to see the gap? We'll watch the slide turn. Slide doesn't want to turn. Turn to the left, turn to the right, turn faster. Every day in our life, we have to learn something new. That's making the life exciting. Anybody can read Chinese? Okay, what to say? Huh? Who can read Chinese? I give you an autograph picture. That on eBay is $24.99 now. Who can read that? Okay, come on. Where's my assistant? Okay. That's make impossible possible. We often hear about people say, that's not possible. That's impossible. You have to work harder. Make impossible possible. Think about Benjamin Franklin. That time, listen to people, impossible to have electricity. Now we still work in the dark, like you guys sit in the dark. Right? And so my life actually make it possible. Come on, turn. Hey, you're not turning. Okay. A lot of newspaper use me as ally. A lot of magazine, a lot of books. When I first come to this country, I don't even speak English. 1965, I landed this land of opportunity, United States in New York. Me and my wife together will have $50 in our pocket. Now almost 60 years later, I still don't speak English. But I sure have a lot of money, oh, hundreds in my pocket. This is a beautiful country. As long as you're willing to work hard, you'll have a chance, you'll have an opportunity. Last week, I just published another new book called A Third with Dr. Harris, Forensic Science and the Criminalistic. I also appear in a lot of televisions, a lot of programs around the world, even have my own television show, Trace Evidence, Dr. Henry Lee File, met a lot of movie stars. I even have a Las Vegas show, believe it or not. What I learned over the years, success is from hard work. There's no shortcut. If you study hard, work hard, you all can make it. I still remember when I received the first award, that's in Taiwan, for solving a difficult homicide case. Now I probably have 800 some medals, commendations, award. This one called Alice Allen Award. It's given to non-U.S. born citizen, made some contribution to the country, to the society. That day, a big ceremony, a Navy flag guard, Air Force band, President flying with helicopter, gave me a medal so heavy, the whole night I cannot lift up. Say a lot of good things about me, touch the light bulb, from the poor to the President of the nation. I have to say something back, besides thank my mother and my wife. I said what I did in my life, pretty simple. I just make impossible possible. I was born in China, 1938. My father used to be very rich, but during revolution, we had to run. My mother took 13 brother, sister, went to Taiwan. My father, unfortunately, died in a shipwreck. Which way is me? Right? Left? Right? Let me teach you a way, skill of communication. Okay? If I ask which one, you just say the most handsome one. Always correct. Anybody say the most handsome one? Yes? You say most handsome one? Okay. Who said that? Most handsome one? That's your photograph picture. By the way, when you got 3 autograph picture, I give you my badge. Okay? That's on eBay, it's $89.99. This is me, the short one. That's my brother. Turn out, my family is a royal family, have royal blood. Tang Dynasty. My ancestor is the emperor. I never met them. That's their picture. They never meet me either. That's my great-grandfather. That's my grandfather. I met him a little bit. That's my father. That's my mother. I'm really lucky after my father passed away. That family 8 years old. I'm so lucky to have a good mother. Take care of it. She raised all 13 kids single-handed. A lot of people that can think our family is hopeless. No hope. Impossible. But she did it. Make us all finish our terminal degree. That's why people ask me who I respect the most. I tell them my mother. Who I scare the most? My mother. People invite me to give a lecture. I say I'm busy. They call my mother. So Tom, you call my mother, right? People ask me to look at the case. I say I'm busy. They call my mother. A lot of people, a lot of writers, movie producers think when I was young, I want to become a good investigator for forensic scientists. But let me share a secret with you. When I was in high school, I want to play basketball. I'm short, but I'm pretty quick. The coach said, if you grow another 2 feet, you're going to be the best player. So every night I try to stretch myself, exercise, hopefully squeeze a couple more inches. One night I found out that's an impossible dream. Each of us have a limitation. Intellectual-wise, physical-wise, you really cannot try to be somebody else. I cannot be 70 tall. I don't have Michael Jordan's DNA. I don't have Yao Ming's chromosome. So I realized, try to find your own limitation. Then strive for the best. What is you most interested? What you really want to do with your life? And what your ability you can do. Be fair, be honest with yourself. So I decided to become a police officer. Is that a handsome guy? Right? So since I cannot be the world best basketball player, so I married my wife. She is the college basketball team captain. I was hoping she can be a big star. I just help her carry the shoes and jean suit around, travel around the world. She tried very hard, but did not make the big leap. Two of us pretty puzzled about it. And here Yao Ming invite us for dinner. Then I know why. How can you play ball with him, right? That's a living example, shows each of us have a limitation. So, wait. I become the youngest police captain, 1960, in charge of the investigation. My wife was in love with my uniform, married me. We solved a lot of cases, worked on a lot of cases. 1965, I decided to come to the United States to study. Because early days, we used interrogation technique to solve the case. Let's say something happened in this auditorium. We just run up on everybody until one of you confess. If nobody confess, we take to the back room. With some encouragement of water jack and water hose and blackjack and whatever, 7 confessions come on. Everybody confessed. Does that really solve the case? Not really. Innocent people was forced into confession. So that's why I decided to come to United States to study science, hopefully use scientific technique to solve the case. I went to NYU. That time I have to work 3 jobs. Looks like it's hopeless. During the day, work at the medical center as a technician. Lunchtime, dinner time, have to work in the restaurant as a waiter. Weekend, I have to teach Kung Fu and Karate. I wear my black belt today. To earn some extra money to pay tuition to support the family. To make the impossible possible. Why? Because as a police officer, we use instinct. I can walk the street. I can pick out the good guy and bad guy. When I run a class, the first meeting I already can see who is a good student, who is an average student, and that's called instinct. Not always correct. As a scientist, we have to put that instinct away, become objective instead of subjective. Everything we have to base on experiment, research, getting results. Very lucky, in 1974, I finished my doctorate degree. Then quickly found out, in the United States, everything costs money. Even your commencement. I don't have money, so I graduated in my own living room. My daughter said, Daddy, need a witness. She put her giraffe next to me, so I got my first doctorate degree. Now life is so simple. Just give 20 minutes commencement speech to give me another honorary doctorate degree. I said, well, I really need one. You guys don't give me one. No, I don't want it. Every year, they want to give me one. I have an honorary doctor of science, an honorary doctor of law, honorary doctor of human letters, anything, you name it, I have it. That year, I was in Williams Law School in Rhode Island, and they want me to talk to students about Master of Success. Why every project I work on so successful? I say, you have to create life of purpose. We'll only come to the earth once. Why we come here? So once you decide your life, what to do, now you have a purpose. Then you're passionate about it. You have to love what you do. Hard work and get knowledge. Set the limit of blue limit, find a boyfriend, no way, then definitely you can exceed. After I finish, I got another doctorate degree. That year, they gave me a doctor of management. I said, management actually is pretty easy. Manage people, but most importantly, manage yourself. Manage your time. We all have 8,760 hours per year. Doesn't matter you're the president or you're a janitor. Same amount of hours. Every American worker only works 1,600 hours per year. We sleep about 3,200 hours. Eat and drink 1,000 hours. Meaningful chore. Help wife take the garbage out. Help kids with the homework. 700 hours. Waste of time. 2,000 hours. I don't like to waste the time. I eat fast. My wife used to kid me, I'm like a vacuum cleaner. She hasn't finished cooking, I already finished eating. I sleep less. So in a year, I can save half a month a time. So in other words, you can work 2 times more than average people. If you can manage your time, then you can succeed. Now I already got 31 honorary doctor degree. 1975, joined University of New Haven. That time people tell me that's impossible. Even my professor, advisor, he got the Nobel Prize, Dr. Savaro Chowa said, Michigan State, Berkeley, Yale offer you a job. Why don't you go to those famous schools? Go, you join UNH. But he did not know. My passion is about forensic. University, you haven't given me a chance to start a program. Although that time, no equipment, only had 2 students. But both students later become famous forensic scientists. They already retired a long time ago. Sometimes they come back to see me and say, you're still working, Dr. Lee. Because I enjoy my work. Many of our students become police chief, become judges, one of them become an FBI assistant director. Almost 70-some countries have our alumni work in investigation and forensic. Of course, 3 years later, my professor called me, you did the right thing. Because in 3 years, I become a full tenure professor. If I go to some big university 30 years later, I'm probably still an assistant research professor. So when you future, not necessarily big organization give you a better chance. A small company also provide you a platform too. You just have to learn how to use it. Some of my students become big time lawyer, judges. One of the graduates a couple of years ago donated $1 million to our institute. He said, Dr. Lee, you spend your life, make us successful. It's my turn to make the younger student, helping them. So we set up a lot of scholarship. Now we have students all over the world. 1976, my life entered another crossway. Governor Brassel invited me for lunch. So I tell my wife, press my suit. My wife said, you only have one. I said, just press harder. To have lunch with governor, have to be presentable. Governor taught me into become the first state police lab director and chief criminalist for state Connecticut. But salary only 1/3 of what I'm making as a professor. Everybody said how stupid you are. My mother said, you did the right thing, because I have a dream to build a laboratory. So follow your dream. The laboratory early days, almost 2/3 people from Valley area, Seymour and Beacon Fall, Derby. They all ran, a lot of troopers, they all ran Valley area. Except the laboratory that time is so primitive, it's a convert mansion. People assigned a lab, basically is disabled or troublemaker, cannot function as a patrol officer. My document examiner have an eye problem. He can't see. He's from Valley too. And his name is Murph. I said, Murph, you cannot even see, how can you do document? He said, I don't know, Dr. Lee, because I have eye problem, I cannot patrol, rectify cruisers. Commissioner said, you can't get into accident anymore. Go become a document examiner. My serologist, anytime see something red, start shaking. I did not give up on them. They did not give up on me. I took them back to university, retrained them. So quickly, we developed a major crime squad concept. Scientists and detectives go to crime scene together, respond to major crime. By 1978, the laboratory started re-equipped, have a lot of good equipment. Also, a lot of young scientists started joining the laboratory. That goes so many years. My salary became $150,000. The second highest one, civilly, in Connecticut. Who is the first, the highest salary guy in Connecticut? Huh? Calhoun, yes. Who's, yeah. Okay, give them a, where's my assistant? He's hiding again? Here, Calhoun. I say go over there. Jim Calhoun is the highest one. So, by 1998, my life entered another crossroad. One day, 4 o'clock, Governor Rowland woke me up, say, I promised to help him when he ran for governor, want me to become the state police commissioner. I said, no, I don't want that job. Former governor asked me, I said, I don't want it. Last governor asked me, I said, what kind of my dead body? I just don't want to be a chief or commissioner. I want to do day-to-day work. So Governor, pretty smart, went to see my mother. My mother said, what do you mean you don't want to be a commissioner? I said, Mom, that's not the job. 37 meetings a day. Every night you have to learn, go to different social functions, to hug the lady, kiss the baby. Early days I have to kiss the baby. So my mom said, it's not what you wanted, it's what the state wants you, what you can do for the state. She said, 200 years of the U.S. history, any female or minority become a state police commissioner? I said, no, most of the state commissioner has to be 6'2", 280 pounds, smoke a big cigar, speak in English nobody understand. Every sentence use 4 F word, and you're a macho commissioner. I'm a short guy. So my mother said, try to do your best. You should do it. She talked me into. Luckily, we have so many good troopers work together. Senior officers, we changed the patrol system, we changed every law enforcement procedure. We even have a helicopter vertical patrol. Of course, they give me a lot of credit. This 800 megahertz radio system. Many troopers sacrifice their life because the radio communication, 600 megahertz behind a building or behind a hill, you cannot communicate. 9/11, most of our policemen sacrifice their life because they enter the building, cannot communicate. 6 commissioners want to change that, put the computer in the cruiser, and however, just not possible. Don't ask me how I did it. We did it, and it's difficult, but we work together. We got the new radio system for the whole state. Now it's tied up, the whole state communication system. We also start implement data bank, DNA, CODIS, NIBE, fingerprint atlas database, solving cases. We set up a sex offender program, missing person program. The only thing is when I go hug the baby, kiss the baby, those security detail, they're all big and tall. Me and my wife look like little in fear, sure, right? So nothing is impossible. I checked the state statute. Troopers, no high limit. Female can be a trooper too. So I said, next class, recruit some shorter one. Now, become taller. Can you see that? They're excellent investigators, female or shorter people. Not everybody have to be tall as Tommy, right? So, that few years taught me a lot. Leadership skill. When you get to the senior years, you have to study even harder to get to the college. Once you enter the college, you have to learn communication skill, interpersonal skill, technical skill, choose a field you feel comfortable, time management skill, we already just talked about it, and of course goal achievement skill, most importantly, self-discipline skill. 2002, I talked to the new governor. I did everything I promised to do. Now I want to go back, do what I want to do. Work in the crime scene, work in the laboratory as a forensic scientist. So I've become the Chief Emeritus for the state of Connecticut. This goes another few years. 2008, when I joined the state of Connecticut, I want to build one of the best facilities for forensic services. 2008, the third phase of the laboratory complete. So the day did the ribbon cutting, the day I announced I retired the fifth time. I'm retired from the state service. Back to University New Haven. Now we have a forensic institute. Any of you visit the institute? Okay, this is you did? Okay, for that I give you a, gee, that's the last one. All right, give her a hand. Any of you interested to visit the institute? Let Tom know. Take the advantage. It's interesting. A lot of the newest technique, touch screens, 3D. Of course, you know, you can learn so much about cold cases. We become a national cold case center. We don't work on any active case now, only the cold case. We train other classes. We even have little kids visit us. We have people from all over the world, from England, from China. The institute basically have five functions. We do in-service training, basically provide training for the law enforcement and the judicial branch. Like tomorrow, we're going to have a one-day spring conference on family, domestic violence, spend a whole day address this big problem, because every year we have in the country about 600,000 victims become domestic violence. Those are reported cases. Some report probably double that. We also solving unsolvable case. When case get called all over the world, they come to the institute. We teach them how to solve the case. We also provide scholarship for the student. Like my wife passed away 2 years ago, so I have a Margaret Lee Scholarship Endowment for remembering my wife. One scholarship for basketball player, because she really enjoyed playing basketball. The second was C student. That time the university said, why, Dr. Lee, have to give it to A student? I said, why have to give it to A student? They cannot give me a reason. I said, C student, you gotta work hard. My wife works so hard. I kind of lucky. I have a good memory. I can read the book once, I can remember it. She tried to study so hard, she's always a C student. So that's why we give to C student. In addition, a lot of C students have to work, earn the tuition. So that's why we want to encourage them. And after that, a lot of universities now think about doing the same thing. C student equal entitled a scholarship. I've met a lot of presidents, a lot of world leaders, received so many medals, honors. I even have fans. My wife initially complained, all my fans around the world are girls. So I went to Saudi. Can you see that? All guys. Just to show her. Not that long ago, they said 10 most influential Asian Pacific Americans. They only come on 9 ends, the shorter one, so they put me here. I become number 10. Recently, they select 10 most famous forensic scientists from 18th century to 21st century. When they first notified me, I feel pretty good. I made it. Later, I look at it, 5 out of 10 already passed away. Dr. Joseph Bill, Dr. Professor Emma LaCar from 1877. We credit him as the father of forensic science, trace evidence. That Professor William Maple, forensic anthropologist, also passed away. I said, wow, that's a message I'm going to be next. So I wrote a letter to them, thanks but no thanks, I don't want this award. They said, you're a good friend. Former chief medical examiner from New York, Dr. Bottom, probably go before you. I look at it, yeah. He said, Dr. Webb, maybe go before both of you. So now 3 of us, every month we call each other. Are you okay? Are you still alive? Recently, they published a book, Connecticut Historical People. So they put me on as a history. I'm becoming historical people, so I definitely have to retire now. I'm a seeking retire number 610. Any of those people you recognize? No? You. Me? Good. All right. Hey, where's my assistant? Not smart, communication skills. Okay. So we have to teach ourselves the power of knowledge, the importance of positive thinking, the advantage of self-reliance, the strength of teamwork. Now I travel around the world teaching. I've been in 74 countries now. Sometimes it goes to foreign countries because so usually take me a day fly there and then I even have a chance to look at the border or walk in. I know it's in Middle East, but anybody can tell me what kind of meeting? I don't know either. They don't understand a word I say. I don't understand a word they say. When I finish, everybody clap. Dr. Lee, can you come back next year to talk to us again? Next morning, newspaper all over the place. Look good. Sometimes when you go to a foreign country, after long days of meeting, they have reception. Many of you probably go to become world leader someday, I teach a little trick. Bring an assistant with you. Because in the evening, the food they serve you, you don't know what they serve you. If you don't eat, it's impolite. If you eat, you don't know what's in there. So you let your assistant eat first. So I usually bring my wife as my assistant, let she eat first. 5 minutes later, if she don't fall down, then I start eating. Sometimes you go to a foreign country, they serve you something. What is this? Okay. Give them an autograph. I guess today the autograph picture the price going to way up. I give too many out already. But any of you ate the light one, still moving. So let your assistant be first. I've been lucky working with 47 countries, with a lot of good investigators. Investigate about 8,000 some cases. Not too long ago, USA Today have a special article, 25 headlines that shaped the world history. They sent me a copy, 14 of those cases we directly, indirectly involved. From 9/11 to Iraq War, Katrina, O.J. Simpson, Clinton, Oklahoma bombing, that's Diana, Calabar massacre, also 9/11, that time, I'm still in the commissioner's office, so we sent 2 rescue teams, myself, with 18 GAA scientists, we volunteer our time every weekend helping to identify those victims and prevent. Of course, one of the cases they mentioned is Kennedy assassination. November 22nd, 1963, President Kennedy was gunned down. Is Lee Oswald the only assassin? Or that's a political conspiracy? 50 years later, we still don't know. 1998, Congress set up another committee asking me to chair the committee, forensic, to re-examine the physical evidence and try to figure it out. Of course, this case, 1996, in Washington, D.C., Vincent Foster, untimely death. He died of a single gunshot wound in the mouth. I spent 8 weekends in the Mercy Park, re-examined, figured out. Then, of course, Clinton and Monica, Willis Smith, O.J. Simpson. A lot of people think this case is jury bias. When it just happened, 80% of Caucasians think he's guilty. 80% minority think he's innocent. 100% Chinese, we don't care. Because nobody really knows what's happening. Everybody learned the story from the news media. Is news media always correct? No. Especially now with the web news. A lot of wrong, incorrect information get to the public. This case, from day one, we know more likely 2 people involved. In addition, the physical evidence, just to give you one example, number 8, do you see 2 drops of blood? Can you see that? Yes. What's the problem with that 2 drops? Same day, same time, same temperature, same environment, from same person, same receiving surface, that two drops supposed to, look at the sand, either both dry or both wet. Cannot be one dry, one wet. That's a basic physics and basic biochemistry. Later, of course, found EVPA. DNA is Maxwell J. Simpson, but finding EVPA in the blood sample, that become a red flag. EVPA is a preservative, not supposed to be in the human body. Where did it come from? Because jury sit in the jury room can see those evidence. That's why the verdict is punish the law enforcement did not follow standard procedure. Kobe Bryant, that's another problem, scientific evidence. Ramsey, Shangri-La. So case after case, we did the work on historical case. Who killed King Tut? You probably say, who give a shit, who killed King Tut? But that's a forensic scientist. You have to have the curiosity. You have to find the mystery and try to solve those mysteries. Like I spent months and months working on Pocahontas case. Anybody know who is Pocahontas? Okay. Hey, assistant, you still have one more?
I want to have one.
Somebody, huh?
I want to have one.
Oh, only one. All right, give it to them. Oh, you got one. Okay, give me back now. Thank you very much. Wait a second. I give you a badge. All right, give him a hand. Wait a second. The badge doesn't want to come out. I know I have a badge. Yes, I do. All right, give him another hand. Pocahontas. You heard a name, Wayne Newton? Anybody hear a name of Wayne Newton before? That's way before you guys time. So Wayne Newton come to Connecticut to see me. Want me to help fund Pocahontas. I said, why? You need publicity? He said, no. He had quarter of Indian, Wayne Newton, 7 tribes as Pocahontas. Initially, I don't know who is Pocahontas. When I got home, my son, my daughter, all know Pocahontas. My granddaughter knows Pocahontas. Rachel said, Granddaddy, I have this movie from Disney World. So 2 of us sitting there watching the Disney World movie about Pocahontas. Hour and a half later, I become an expert in Pocahontas. But let me tell you, Pocahontas did not marry Captain Smith. She did save Captain Smith, but she married another sea captain called Lafayette. Pocahontas. Why we have to find Pocahontas? Wayne Newton tell me something I did not know. So you learn every day. He said Pocahontas, that time was 16 years old, went to England to sign a peace treaty with England, Queen of England. Think about In 1617, that had no airplane. She had to be on a ship, spend months and months. The courage of her, the first American female, 16 years old, went to a foreign country, trying to reach a peace treaty, never got back. So I said, fine, we go look for her. I thought just go to England, find the grave, dig it up, do some DNA, 1, 2, 3. That easy. So when Newton took the checkbook out, said, how much cost me? I said, cost you nothing. This is a good deed. Every American should do that. He said, Dr. Lee, you just like so many people say about you, so honorable. I said, no. When I found Pocahontas, you have to set up a scholarship for female students. Every case I learn something. Now when people ask me help, I say, you set up a scholarship first, then I go look for Pocahontas, because I never found her. So he did not set up a scholarship either. So I went to England. That time, the chief coroner of England is a friend of mine. So I called him. I said, well, I need your help. He said, anything you name it, I definitely help. You've been helping us so many times. I said, I want to find Pocahontas. Other side, that side, I say anything else but Pocahontas. Because nobody knows where's Pocahontas. However, with scholars' help, I went there lecture, they helped me, we went to home office, we checked. We actually found all documents. Pocahontas went to England, Queen invited her for tea. Did not invite her husband, because her husband is a common man. It's not the royalty. In 1617, she died of a great sin in here. That little town. So I said, well, that's the first clue. So we went to Gravesend. In the city hall, we found a record. Pocahontas died of smallpox and buried in church ground. I said, okay, 16th century. How many churches in Gravesend? 2. St. George, St. Mary. I said, gee, I'm a genius, right? So we go to St. George. Turned out both churches were burned down in 17th century. St. George was rebuilt. Have a Pocahontas statue. Have Pocahontas Square. So I talked to the pastor. I said, we want to find Pocahontas. He refused to let us dig. He said, it's not going to be here because it's a rebuilt different place. I said, why don't you want them to let us dig? Well, because the church income, it depends on tourists. If you dig, Pocahontas is not here, then tourists don't come here. We don't have a church. Also, I say, 16th century smallpox is a very contagious disease. So definitely she's not going to be buried in the town center. Must be Samaria. So Peter and my wife, 3 of us went to Samaria. Peter is shorter than me. Anyway, make a long story short. That's a very long story. If some of you are interested, you can read. Someday I tell you because we're run out of time. You want to hear that story? You want to hear some other story? Couple minutes. You want to finish it? Okay. Anyway, we got to Samaria. It's no longer a church. Become a very sleazy bar called White Horse Inn. So we start survey, taking some picture. And the big lady with a big step come out. What you want to do? Peter turn around, run away. My wife turn around, follow Peter. Peter just a friend. Margaret, that's my wife. When we got married, good bad, she's supposed to stick with me. Left me behind with this big tall lady with a big stick. I said, lady, this looks like a historical site. She's so happy, give me a big bear hug. I've been telling everybody this is a historical site. Nobody believed me. Come on, let's have a drink. So she literally lit me up. Now my wife worried, right away follow me. Peter followed my wife, we got to the bar. She took 2 pictures, big pictures of beer, put on the table. Let's drink. Peter doesn't drink, my wife doesn't drink. I don't drink much either, but I have to start a good relationship, interpersonal skill. She said, let's drink. She picked up the picture, gone. I pick up the picture. My hair starts sticking out, my eyeballs start floating. I still have a lot of year to go, finally finish. So she tell me, Pocahontas is here. I said, how did you pick it up? She said, I have a dream. I said, your dream is color or black or white? Or full color? Now I know she is Scotia. Because most of our dream is black or white. Some have color, but not full color. So we still don't know where's Pocahontas. We also went to Thailand and Italy, around the world. Taiwan, President Vice President got shot. We also work at a lot of cold cases in Connecticut, mysterious case around the world. We also investigate a lot of police shooting case. Recently in New Hampton, another case. Those cases, if you don't handle correctly, properly, you're going to have a riot, you're going to have looting. Baltimore is not the first one. And that's why we have to use a lot of newer technology to handle those cases. So in the future, we need a lot of good investigators like you to work on variety aspects of forensic investigation. Those investigations need a lot of knowledge. For example, this cold case happened in New Haven, 1973, before I even come to New Haven. Penny Sarah, at that time only 18 years old, found stabbed, killed in the Macy's parking lot. She just graduated from high school. Her body found in a stairway, single step hole. Unfortunately, that time, color photography just started, so most of the picture is a black and white. The investigator apparently say found a trail of blood, except for the black and white, very difficult to see. From the 9th floor to the 8th to 7th to the 6th floor here. Unfortunately, some of those evidence wasn't collected. Penny Sarah's car was found parking in a hazardous position. So this case, based on witness statement, they made some sketch. So over the years, there's a photo lineup, there's arrest 3 separate potential suspects. But subsequently, because lack of evidence, have to let them go. Every so often, we have special newspaper article, television program, And 1 year, they named a person, Mayor DeLillo's nephew, Sink. He is the suspect. Police did not arrest him because cover up. So quickly, they arrest him. His blood sample sent to the laboratory. We did the typing, we excluded it. Penny's father come to say to me, Dr. Lee, you are our last hope, because he exhausted all his savings. Hire private detective, medical examiner, investigator, spend all his money, try to solve this case. Unfortunately, some of the evidence was wrong, used improper procedure. What we look at is this tissue box in her car. The tissue box, finally, that's original condition. You can see some blood here, look like a finger mark. So we finally tracked it down. We found this tissue box was sold in Passmart, a grocery store. Those blood samples, we was able to enhance, use chemical, develop this partial print. The partial print, search our data bank, no hit. I quickly call FBI, that time, Bob Hastings in charge of Layton, he said, we searched them right away too. 30 minutes later, said no hit. We searched so many different countries, data bank, no hit. From Canada to Thailand, every time I give a speech, I bring this fingerprint card with me to a different city, ask them to search, but no luck. We did the reconstruction. We know only take few minutes, so we use artificial intelligence, try to study. Then 2004, my fingerprint examiner, middle of the night, called me, said, got that hit. I said, I don't believe it. Mr. Grant just arrested for assault a woman. His fingerprint card entered the data bank, and the computer matched the hand. So he was arrested. Of course, fingerprint from the tissue box, maybe just accidentally, maybe Mr. Grant went to the Passmart, tried to buy the tissue box, but later changed the mind, left behind. Penny served bought it. However, at the scene had a male's handkerchief next to the car. By the time the handkerchief come to us, because different laboratory already cut the sample out, FBI, Scotland Yard, Harvard Medical School, so nothing left. So we have to do those blood, suspect blood, and victim's blood, we have to use nasal secretion, the buggers, to do the DNA, and DNA matched the suspect, and the case was solved. Grant was found guilty. I wish I had a way to tell Penny's father, your daughter's homicide found herself. So, in conclusion, today's solved the case. Need crime scene witnesses, information, intelligence, data, mining, and physical evidence. So I wish you all luck in the future endeavor. Anything we can help, let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.